Live from Paradise Studios in Massapequa, New York, it's Unger the Radar, starring Randy Unger. Brought to you by Magnitude Jewelry. Add a 2 to match your attitude. Tonight, Randy will be reviewing the new films Halloween and Galveston with special guest critics Mike Corbisieri and Dan Corbisieri. Randy will also be reviewing Can You Ever Forgive Me and What They Had, and will be interviewing actor and filmmaker Russell Jeffrey Banks of the horror thriller Who's Watching Oliver. And now, here's your host, Randy Unger.
Hey guys, welcome to Unger the Radar. I'm your host Randy Unger, where we talk all things film. And today we have 3 guest critics on the show. Unfortunately, though, they're not with us in person, but they are on the phone right now. Mike Corbisieri, Dan Corbisieri, and Isaiah, was it?
Coming at you, yeah! How we doing today?
Hey guys, thanks so much for taking the time today.
Absolutely. I can always find time to talk about film.
Awesome. Well, we've come to the right place. So the first movie we have a few movies to get through today, but the first one is the most popular, I'd say. It's the new Halloween, which is basically a sequel to the original film that came out 40 years ago. And this also stars Jamie Lee Curtis, as she is once again being terrorized by the mass killer Michael Myers. So, guys, what did you think of this one?
Oh, I've been waiting since I was like 6 years old for this movie to come out. This movie, I don't know, my expectations for this movie were sky high. I was really, really excited. I got to see it. I saw it like on a Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
Trying to beat the like the night traffic. But it was still pretty packed, which I was happy to see. But the actual film itself, it was a new twist. I was really, really excited to see it because rumor had it that John Carpenter didn't want to do any more Michael Myers films or Halloween films, and then Danny McBride and his co-writer is Green.
He co-wrote it.
Yeah. So they came at him with the script, and it blew him away and made him all on board. So if it blew John Carpenter away, the guy that created the character of Michael Myers,
right?
It just made me super excited about it.
Yeah, I was surprised to see Danny McBride's name attached to this. I didn't know he was a horror writer.
Yeah, me either. And I think that he did I knew it was going to be, not as scary as it was, suspense. Yeah. And more of a thriller with a lot of, funny breaks in it.
Right.
And I knew those funny breaks were going to be great, and they were. The funny breaks were top notch.
Okay.
In a horror movie.
I mean, even the killings being in the older ones, they didn't show any blood throughout really any of the movie. I mean, a little bit here and there. And this one, it was definitely gorier, but it was great. It wasn't Rob Zombie-esque, which is not, it's still good, but
which is just ripping you apart, Rob Zombie. But
and the camera tricks, they still work. They give you a good jump. I don't want to spoil any killings or anything like that.
Spoiler-free zone, guys. Spoiler-free zone.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what do you guys think about the fact that they basically ignored all of the 10 sequels? I mean, it's a little strange. I think that's the route they went.
I think they could have went off the second one. I think you didn't necessarily have to leave out the second one. It could have been from a sequel to the second one, but I liked it. There were little things that I personally probably would have added to the story, like having Tommy Doyle somewhat in that story, because he was also I'm assuming terrorized by Michael Myers throughout his childhood. Yeah. Because he saw, Michael Myers as much as Laurie Strode throughout the first film, and he was the reason he was the most scared of, the boogeyman. So,
yeah,
it didn't
I
really
agree
play
with
out.
that. Yeah, I think that he should have been something in this movie. Maybe like even just like Tommy Doyle, just throw him in there for something. But even him being like a police officer in the new film would have been great.
What about Danielle Harris's character from the parts 5 and 6? I think she should have been in this as well. No.
Oh yeah, I would have definitely had her in that because those I too like.
If you include that, like, I would have cut it off after the second one. But you could have had her in it, but I just think that just Tommy Doyle would have been great, or just her would have been great. Too much of like bringing back all the old characters would have been a little bit too much. But just bringing back one of them would have been great, and I think Tommy Doyle would have hit the mark for me. I would have been excited to see something along the lines of his story.
Yeah, I actually really liked Halloween 2, the original sequel, a lot.
Yeah.
Just being terrorized in an abandoned, like a dark hospital late at night. I mean, it's really creepy. And I don't know what happened with Part 3, Season of the Witch. They just what was that?
Yeah, Part Season. I still just watch that just to get a good laugh. Like, I don't know. I know it's because John Carpenter didn't want to just keep on his idea of doing Halloween movies, where doing all these different Halloween scares. Little did he know he just created a masterpiece his first time around with Michael Myers, and he was like, okay, I got to close out the story and make the second one, and then after that, he was like, all right, I want to switch it and do this mask and watching commercials make your face goo bullshit, which wasn't really scary at all to me.
No, it was kind of creepy. Like, it felt like a Goosebumps episode.
Yeah, it was creepy, but it was just like if you're expecting Michael Myers,
right?
Yes,
it falls short.
And I do like how in the new movie they do have a lot of Easter eggs, and I'm sure that's people have seen that before. But there's an Easter egg to the third one, Season of the Witch.
Yeah,
a couple of those Easter eggs.
There's a
so
scene
if you
where
look hard,
the kids are like trick or treating and they have the exact same masks on or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's also there's other ones as well.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of trick or treaters if you look at them. There's shout outs to old costumes of the older films, and wasn't E.T. in one of them?
Was he?
I don't think so.
No. Like an E.T. costume.
Oh, I don't know. I
What was it?
didn't catch
I
that.
think that was in something else. Was that in Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe?
No.
Well, no, there's
he
a...
wasn't Star Wars. E.T. wasn't Star Wars though. He had his own little group, his own little planet. But no, I could have sworn that there was a costume. Maybe it's in a different movie, and I'm just
different.
I'm confusing the.
Well, maybe there's a scene in E.T. where E.T. is dressed up as a ghost, and he passes by a kid dressed as Yoda. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is that what?
Wow.
Man.
Yeah, I'm totally wrong right now. I'm totally ass backwards right now.
So, I mean, the performances in this were pretty good. You've got Jamie Lee Curtis coming back, to face Michael Myers once more. And I think Will Patton was pretty good as the sheriff, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
He was great.
He's a great actor. And he was actually in a movie that I saw a couple months ago called Boarding School. Also like a horror thriller where he plays the headmaster of this school for gifted kids, and he's very menacing.
Yeah.
He's got a very...
Yeah, I mean, even him in Remember the Titans.
Was he like an assistant?
In that movie.
Was he an assistant coach or something?
I recognized him right away.
Oh, okay. First thing I saw him in was probably Armageddon. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I might have seen Armageddon before I saw Remember the Titans.
So, yeah, I'm just fascinated by the fact that they ignore all these sequels. What guys? Tell me, do you have any favorite Halloween sequels?
Ooh.
Honestly, this one just became my favorite sequel. Yeah. I would say that this one hit it, and then my next favorite one would probably be the one with Tommy Doyle in it. Okay. The one with Paul Rudd. What was that? 5 or 4?
Oh yeah, Curse of Michael Myers. That was 6, I think.
6. Yeah. That one was good.
That was pretty violent.
I like that one a lot.
That
would probably be like the original second one, and then we could just go on.
Nice.
I mean, I don't know. One of the most scariest Michael Myers moments was probably 4 when he when he's in Jamie's room and he sits up from behind the bed. And
that scarred my childhood. Yeah. Like time when I went to sleep for a while after that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked 4 through 6. I think those might have been the strongest sequels.
Yeah.
Halloween H2O or H20, however you want to say it, that was kind of lame in my opinion.
I mean, I like where they were trying to go with it, but like it's throwing like Josh Hartnett, here's the son that you never really talked about, and then I don't know. I just felt like it was just kind of out of nowhere. And
right.
Then in Resurrection, just forgotten about.
Oh yeah, with Busta Rhymes, right?
So it was just like he was like, oh, I'm here and I'm gonna take over being like Jamie Lee Curtis in this saga of Michael Myers that is Michael Myers. But then he just in the next movie it's just like, oh, she's in a nut house and he is nowhere to be found, and let's just not talk about it.
Yeah, and I guess that was the last official Halloween sequel. And then they went into the Rob Zombies, and now they have
the first
new one.
It was great.
The first Rob Zombie one?
Yeah, I think the second Rob Zombie was just, I don't know. I think it was just a little too much. I think Rob was trying too much.
Yeah.
I think that he often does that. I think that he has some great movie ideas. Like Rob Zombie himself has some great movie ideas. Mm-hmm. But I think that some of his latest movies are just he's just trying a little bit too hard.
Yeah. And
you can kind of see it in his film, which makes it less scary.
Right.
Even if it's more gory, it's I get it's Rob Zombie. But he came out with something like House of a Thousand Corpses, and that movie is fantastic. That. And then Devil's Rejects, that's a great follow-up to that movie, that horror movie.
Are you guys horror buffs in general?
Yeah. I mean,
a lot of movies. We didn't have cable as kids.
We had movies. We had all.
Mike probably the most in horror.
Yeah.
I kind of specialize in the horror department. I love horror movies.
Awesome.
I actually wrote a short. Our production company, Hey Brother Productions, is going to be doing a short this winter, and it's going to be like a horror feel, kind of creepy vibe to it.
Nice.
It's going to be a 5-minute short, so that's that's how much I love horror films. Basically.
That's cool. All right. Well, you know what? We actually have a little video that we prepared for the Halloween franchise for like all the films, sort of like a compilation and some trivia. Some information. So, I think we're going to play that right now. So here's the Halloween video compilation.
Oh, my God.
The one, the only, the classic Halloween.
There is a difference between good and scary movies and movies that systematically demean half the human race. There is a difference between movies which are violent but entertaining and movies that are gruesome and despicable. There is a difference between a horror movie and a freak show. And a good example of that is the fact that both of us gave favorable reviews to a very scary 1978 horror film named Halloween. Now there must be people asking, how could we praise a movie like that and now say these other movies are so terrible? Halloween is directed and acted with a great deal more artistry and craftsmanship than the sleaze bucket movies we've been talking about. As you watch Halloween, your basic sympathies are always enlisted on the side of the woman, not with the killer. The movie develops its women characters as independent, intelligent, spunky, and interesting people. Halloween does not hate women.
And I was also appreciating the fact that I think Halloween not only doesn't hate women, but it loves film and filmmaking. That music is just fabulous. The way he starts one theme, then lays another thing on top of it, keeping the other theme. Really good. Also, the light coming through the slats in that closet. This is a film that's sort of up. That scene is up, and you're jumpy, rather than getting depressed and feeling sorry and feeling sorry that you're even watching it.
Artistry can redeem any subject matter. I believe that in the case of a movie like Halloween, we can engage in that joy of filmmaking that you talk about.
That's our Halloween compilation video. What do you think, guys? I know.
That was great.
Yeah, I know you heard it. You couldn't really see it, right? Or unless you're watching on your smartphones.
Yeah, we caught the end on the live video there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Great. So yeah, that was Rachel Kolb. She's with Under the Radar. She's a very good video editor, so she kind of pieced that together for us. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. That was great.
Yeah, it was really informative too. Like it really condensed the entire series into one few-minute video. So.
Yeah, I honestly forgot that they killed off Laurie Strode in the 4th episode, and that's why he goes after her daughter. That kind of confused, because then in Resurrection she comes back. So
it's really confusing. Like it's twisted and it's
kind of like the X-Men series, like how some things just don't make sense.
Yeah.
But it's like, but you're just like, okay, because it's awesome.
Kind of just go with it anyway. What the hell? All right, guys. So
Their world, do what you want with it.
yeah. So let's segue into the next movie, Galveston, and
Yeah.
basically it is a sort of like an independent thriller drama, I'd say, and it stars.
Yeah.
I think.
I thought it was very well shot and very well acted. Ben Foster is a great actor.
I love him. He's great.
Leading that movie, and I think that
Elle Fanning? Is that how you pronounce it?
Elle Fanning.
Elle Fanning. Okay.
Yeah.
Elle Fanning. Yeah, it was just a very well acted movie, and that's the number one thing for me is when I'm watching a movie, is the acting. The acting can really take me out of it or keep me in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a good one.
Nice. Yeah. He plays
And it
like.
wasn't a long one either. It was a pretty quick movie. I think it was like the runtime was like somewhere around like an hour and 34.
Yeah. It was a pretty good pace. Yeah.
Yeah, had a good feel.
Yeah, I felt like it didn't get boring.
Yeah. I mean, you've got Ben Foster, so how can it ever? It can never be boring with him. Like he caught my attention.
And it starts off quick. You jump right into it, and then.
Yeah, he's like an enforcer, like a mob. He works for the mob, or
like a hit.
Yeah, like a hitman in a way, and basically.
Yeah, and then he gets set up, right?
Right. And
it's good. It's great.
Elle Fanning is somehow involved in his last job, and basically they're on the run from the guy who double-crossed him, and there's other factors at stake. But yeah, the acting really sold it for me in this one. It really made the film really strong. So.
Yeah.
And
I didn't even look up, specs of the movie, what they filmed on and everything like that, but it was just very well shot as well.
Yeah. Did you like the chemistry between the two actors?
Yeah, I mean, Ben Foster, so that's all I can really say. I'm a fan. Ever since I saw Lone Survivor, I've been a fan of Ben Foster.
Yeah, he's been in multiple stuff before then.
No, I know, but that was he was just so good in that movie.
The one that caught my attention was Hell or High Water.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
With Chris Pine. So good.
Right.
Yeah, he's just really good. He's in my, I would say top 10. Definitely my top 10.
Top 10 favorite actors?
Male actors.
Yeah.
I got my male and my female. Got my top 10 female.
Type of actor you look forward to seeing in a movie. Like you look forward to the next movie that they're coming out with. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
it's one of those that you see a trailer for, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go see that. You see Ben Foster, you're like, yeah.
It's kind of like James McAvoy. If I see him in a movie, I'm like, yeah.
Nice. It's just something
Actually,
about them.
Speaking of seeing Halloween,
yeah.
Just when we were there, the commercial for Glass came on.
Right. The sequel to Split and Unbreakable.
That has got me extremely excited.
I know, and it's like M. Night Shyamalan is getting a rebirth here, because
it's like a third film. It's like a trilogy.
No, but like I'm saying, his style, like people and critics have been kind of criticizing him a little bit for his most recent
they
works.
don't like it. They
Yeah,
don't like that. But so, I don't. I think it adds something different.
Yeah.
Like The Village.
I'm super excited about it.
It's like an X.
I think that it's such a fun spin on almost like superheroes. You know, like villains and good people and bad people. Because you got like the Avengers, which is, you know, it's over the top, but it's, again, wow. It's filmed so well, and it's acted out so well that it really makes you believe that this whole kind of superhero world exists. This Marvel world exists, right? And then, you know, how are you going to beat that? It's not really going against that. It's kind of just saying, well, here's a different spin on it.
Yeah, it's its own universe, and it deals more with like the psychology of the superhero. As I'm sure there's action in it, but I think it'll focus more on like the mentality of these characters. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's way more awesome that they give it more of a realistic feel, because you feel in so far the first two movies of this series, you feel
Unbreakable.
And Split.
Yeah.
You definitely feel that all of these characters could be real characters in real life. You know, this could be a person you meet on the street, but you would never know.
Yeah.
But
you know, you can't walk past Thor and just be like, yeah, it's an everyday guy.
yeah, it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's what was so great about Unbreakable. Bruce Willis was just like this relatable guy. Like, you know, you didn't picture him as like this huge, massive, muscular superhero. He was just a quiet guy, did his job, kept to himself, and
in his raincoat, you know.
Yeah. Cool. So okay, well, back to Galveston and Elle Fanning. She's actually the younger sister of Dakota Fanning, and
that's. Yeah, I thought there was relation there, and I Am Sam is one of my favorite. Like, that is one of my. She did such a good job in that for just such a small girl, and I mean,
she was like 5, right?
And
it's crazy.
She did such a wonderful job in that movie that
it's so amazing because, like, you know, I just trying to act like I've gone to acting classes and such, and just seeing how hard it really is to get in front of that camera and just kind of be yourself and talk through your own voice.
Yeah.
And the way she was able to do that at such a young age. I mean, it's like Macaulay Culkin. I mean, you know, Home Alone. Yeah. It's like
comparing Dakota Fanning to Macaulay Culkin. Okay, I can see it.
Yeah, but Dakota Fanning, that whole family is just extremely talented.
Yeah. Very talented and very lucky. So Elle Fanning was she was in 2 really good movies, one last year and one this year. One last year was called The Beguiled, which is actually a remake of a Clint Eastwood film from the 70s about a civil. I don't know if you guys saw it. A Civil War soldier, played by Colin Farrell. He's injured in the woods, and this like school of girls, they find him. They bring him to the school and kind of rehabilitate him, and it's about him, like, you know, flirting with the women and the women flirting with him. And Elle Fanning is actually one of the girls that gets involved. So she's only 20 years old, but she shows a lot of maturity in her roles.
Right.
You know, that was awesome, and so was she. Actually played Mary Shelley, the author of Frankenstein, and that was actually at the Tribeca Film Festival this year, and she was great in that too. So
yeah, I read about that.
Yeah.
I looked at her page. That I hope that gets released so everyone can see that.
Yeah.
That would be excited for that.
She's really good. She's beautiful too. She's actually a model. I think she does, like, I don't know if she does L'Oreal commercials or something, but at 20, that's pretty impressive.
She's beautiful. So
yeah,
I wouldn't. It's like anything less, basically.
Yeah. So she's definitely a young talent to watch for. Okay, guys. So final thoughts on Galveston?
Yeah, I gave it 2 thumbs up.
Nice.
I would say definitely go and see it.
Cool.
To all the viewers.
Good.
It's only in select theaters, right?
Yeah. It's a limited release, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the smaller ones.
So, you know, if it's in your town.
Yeah. It's worth checking out for sure. Definitely Ben Foster fans, check it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He does not disappoint, like usual.
And would it kill him to crack a smile? I mean, he's so serious in this movie.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but I'll take it.
Yeah, me too. All right, guys.
Yeah, you know, it would be a good thriller or drama or something whenever he's in there. You know,
Yeah.
maybe some comedy.
Can't really see him in a like a romantic comedy.
Right? Yeah, and Halloween. I think that gets 6 thumbs up here. Yeah.
Really?
I mean, I like back to Halloween. I forgot to mention that the 3 generations of Strodes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a great concept of the story.
Right. How terror goes down the generations.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool. All right. So, even though you guys have not seen this one, I want to talk about it anyway because it has made my top 10 list of the year right now.
Really?
It's just so good. Can You Ever Forgive Me? And basically, it is a true story about this woman who forged letters written by dead celebrities, and she basically adds to it like a PS to the letter and sells the letters to people who buy this stuff for a lot of money. And basically, she's involved with this illegal endeavor. She brings on this alcoholic guy to help her. And yeah, it's just phenomenal. Melissa McCarthy gives a great performance. It's serious, but it's also funny at times. So it's not your standard Melissa McCarthy movie. It's got many layers, and I don't know. It really resonated with me. And I don't know. Are you guys Melissa McCarthy fans?
Yeah. I think that she's great. I mean, in every single comedic role that she's done a phenomenal job.
Mm-hmm.
I know she's done some drama roles.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me to hear that she did a great job.
Yeah, I think she had a sort of a dramatic role in the Bill Murray movie, Saint. It was
Ghostbusters?
Really, no, not Ghostbusters.
Isaiah loved the Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Isaiah loved.
Well, you're in good company because I'm actually part of the Ghostbusters, the New York City Ghostbusters team. Yeah, but she was good in that. You know, I wasn't impressed with that movie, but you know.
Yeah, you know, I found it. There were funny parts, and I
Mhm.
thought the cast of SNL essentially there were great.
Yeah.
But as for the story, and
Harold Ramis wrote the script to that, right?
I don't think he wrote the script, but he was going to.
Well, he was. I think they were talking about a sequel, a third movie for years.
Right.
They were going to
But
do
I
a
thought
third
that
one
he wrote it. He had the script down, and
before he passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know that.
I don't think he contributed to the script. I definitely.
No.
I mean, the character. He wrote the characters. Maybe that's it.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't think it was that great of a movie. I love the idea. I respect the producers and the director Paul Feig for trying to bring the franchise, add new life to it. So, but it kind of fell flat for me. You know, I'm a little biased.
Yeah. I would agree here.
Yeah,
it had its moments, but overall, like as a follow up to the Ghostbusters, like a standalone movie, it was fine. But as a Ghostbuster movie, it's a not so.
I mean, yeah, they could have tweaked it a lot, really changed the screenplay and some of the casting choices, like the villain Rowan, kind of weak, I think.
Yeah.
And the final battle was just so formulaic. Let's have another huge battle in the middle of the city. It just felt like another Avengers. It just
Exactly.
it was unoriginal.
It should have been build up.
Yeah.
Because they just started the team. If you wanted to,
It was like an Avengers without all the awesomeness that surrounds the Avengers.
Exactly.
That makes the Avengers the Avengers.
Yeah. So, yeah, Ghostbusters, the new one. I was excited going into it, but leaving the theater, I was sadly disappointed.
Out of a 10, what do you give Ghostbusters?
The new one? Out of 10, wow, that's 6.5. And I think
that's pretty high.
I think that's generous. I think that's a little generous, though.
But then you get 6.5. I respect it.
Yeah.
I would probably go. I'd probably go 4.3.
Yeah.
I mean I mean, it's low, but it's like
I would agree with
like
6.5.
It's still watchable.
4.3 means like it had its moments, but
Yeah.
overall, no. But like if it was its own movie, it probably would have been like a 6.8. 6.9.
Yeah. I don't see a sequel coming out of that one. They sort of hinted at it, but
Yeah, but I didn't see a sequel coming out of Suicide Squad, but they're making that, right?
I think they are. Yeah, they're expanding on that. But that's DC. That's like they're gonna make DC movies forever. Same with Marvel. The Ghostbusters is
Right.
like it's like its own little universe. These like comic book universes are a lot different because they're so vast. They've got like 70 years worth of comic book material to work with. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah, they could just continue the story forever.
yeah, seriously, and they could remake
Right,
those
like
stories.
Halloween.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what are your guys' thoughts on remakes and like reboots and all that? Like, do you think it's pointless to like take an original art form and just like expand on it?
Well, I think that there's like a really fine line. It's just all about how you film it and how long it's been since the original filming of it,
Yeah.
or the original release of it. Like something that was made, in the 60s, the 70s.
Yeah.
But it gets remade in like the 2000s. To give you an example, would be something like Last House on the Left, which
Okay.
I thought was a great remake. A great remake. So I think that is a good example of something that was at good timing.
Okay.
Had a better way of filming, some of the more gruesome parts.
Okay.
And I think that they just did a great job with that. Did you see that movie?
I think so. Who was in the remake?
It was that one guy from Ghost. Not Patrick Swayze, dude.
No. Tony Goldwyn. The bad guy in Ghost.
Yes.
That's
yes,
yeah.
I think that's
Okay, I think I did
Yeah,
see that. So it's a haunted house movie.
He was the dad. Yes, he was
Okay.
the dad.
Well, as for remakes, I think it gives them an opportunity to go back, and I think this is what Mike's trying to say, put more detail into it. So, like, for example, Halloween, Rob Zombie's remake gave him a chance to go back and kind of show you how Michael became this big bad. And honestly, that Michael Myers probably scared me the most because he was the tall, the biggest. He's like 7 feet tall. And
Wasn't that like a wrestler
It
who
showed
played
you
him? I think
where he got his strength from. And
Yeah.
Yeah, like this new one, this new Michael Myers is such more of like a realistic. I was less scared of this Michael Myers than I was of Rob Zombie, because Rob Zombie is just this big, huge, ginormous beast thing that was just
ridiculous.
Unstoppable.
Yeah.
So my eyes, I don't want to mess around with. I see that guy, I'm like, no way. I see the Michael Myers from the new one, I'm like, all right, with the crowbar, I'll take my chance.
Yeah,
God.
you're gonna lose.
Right.
Still,
Well, let me just segue into the final film. I don't know. This is actually more of a serious movie. It's funny, we went from Halloween to this. That's more of kind of like sort of like a goofy horror movie. But this is a legitimate drama, and it deals with a very serious topic. It deals with Alzheimer's disease, and the movie is called What They Had. And it's basically about a family that finds out that the mother, played by Blythe Danner, has Alzheimer's disease, and they're trying to basically figure out what to do with her, how to reconcile with each other, because there's some tension. You've got Hilary Swank, you've got Michael Shannon, and Robert Forster.
Yes, I have heard about this movie.
It's great. Yeah, you got to check this movie out.
I have heard about this movie, and I'm really excited to see it. I'm a big Michael Shannon fan.
He's so good.
Hilary Swank also, she's had some great moments.
Mm-hmm.
She's got an Oscar, I think, right?
Yeah, she has two. She has 2 Oscars.
Two, yeah. She's got 2 good moments.
Yeah, she's great. She's great in this too.
But yeah, no, she's great. So I think that the cast.
People don't appreciate P.S. I Love You in this household. So.
Oh really? Wait, that's Gerard Butler, right?
Yeah,
I didn't see that. That was like a romantic drama.
Yeah, that was kind of like almost like
The Notebook.
The Notebook. Yeah, it was like Notebook.
Definitely a different twist.
Yeah.
Okay.
But definitely more sad.
Yeah. All right. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, that's what they had, and it also came out on Friday. So yeah, guys, check that out if you want to see some really great performances down the board. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, that looks like a great cast.
It's phenomenal. All right.
That looks like a good dine-in movie.
Yeah.
Sit down. You get your drink. You get your cheese pretzels. Your candy, your popcorn.
Yeah.
You got your burger heating up. That comes out right when the movie starts.
Yeah.
Right. And then you just enjoy that movie. That's the kind of movie that sounds like.
Or it's a good Saturday night HBO movie if it's just on TV. It's like one of those.
Oh, that's like a gem though. That's like a
definitely.
gold mine.
All right, guys. So one more thing. We've got the Blu-ray release of the 1987 comedy Dragnet, which I have right here, and it stars Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks, and it's based on the police TV show from, I think it was the 60s, and they basically they turned it into a movie in the 80s, and it's ridiculous, it's goofy, it's kind of corny, but it works, and it's now out on Blu-ray, thanks to Shout Factory. So, I don't know, guys, are you Dragnet fans?
I've never seen, but
No?
I'm a huge Dan Aykroyd fan.
Yeah, Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks.
And Tom Hanks. I mean, I think everybody wishes he was their dad. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone what?
Everybody wishes that Tom Hanks was their dad.
Yeah, like
dad,
you see him
yeah.
in movies, and you're like, yeah, I wish that that guy could play my dad in real life. Yeah.
He can do no wrong. I've been following him since I guess Forrest Gump. Ever since Forrest Gump, I've been a huge fan.
Big.
Yeah,
big.
Big was his that was his first major, well, not his first major role, but it's the movie that kind of made him, big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least that's what I remember.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't born, but
That was his first Oscar nomination, actually, 1988. And
Wow.
Dragnet came out 1 year before that, so I guess you could say Dragnet was his last movie that he did, as like a regular actor before making it into a movie star. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
How much later was The Pit? That was pretty funny.
Which one?
The Money Pit?
I love The Money Pit. Yeah, it's I could talk Tom
funny.
Hanks movies forever. But yeah, I think Castaway might be my number one Hanks performance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to get
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, Apollo 13.
I mean, don't forget Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, his first Oscar. Yep. So good.
Yep.
And Joe versus the Volcano.
Riot. Don't sleep on Saving Private Ryan.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did? All right, but don't sleep on it.
Toy Story for the kids.
Great. Well, guys,
Yeah, Toy Story when I was a kid, it was
yeah,
just like everywhere for me.
the Toy Story
watching them,
trilogy is such a beautiful
when I'm
story.
like 5 or 6 years old, I'm watching them in a cartoon, and then when I'm like 8 or 9, I'm watching them tear apart Nazis in World War II.
Hey, he's versatile. Well, guys,
I love it.
that's pretty much all the time we have for the film review segment. I want to thank you so much for today. This has been great, and it really went by too quickly. I hope I'll have you guys back here in person, so we can just talk some more movies in the future.
Absolutely, Randy. Thank you for having us.
All right, guys. Thanks so much, and we'll talk soon.
All right.
All right.
Good night.
Good night. Well, guys, we're going to take a short commercial break, but when we come back, we are going to have our interview segment with Russell Jeffrey Banks of the new horror thriller, Who's Watching Oliver? Here it is. Okay, guys, so unfortunately we don't have time for the interview, but it'll be on my YouTube channel, so you can check that out on the Under the Radar YouTube channel. I want to thank everyone again for being on the show today, and I want to just say again, these are some great movies. This is the movie season. This is the season where the awards, really the nominations start coming. So yeah, definitely check out Can You Ever Forgive Me? That was the highlight of this week. And yeah, I just wanted to give some announcements for our sponsor, Magnitude Jewelry. Coming up on October 26th to the 28th is the New Life Expo at the New Yorker Hotel in Manhattan. For more information, go to newlifeexpo.com. Also, November 10th to the 11th is the Naval Expo at the Sheraton Times Square, also in Manhattan, navalexpo.com for more information. And lastly, November 15th is the Boom Business Expo at the Huntington Hilton. Go to boombiznet.com for more info on that. I won't be here next Sunday, November 4th, unfortunately, but I will be back the following Sunday, I'm sorry. I will not be here. I will be back on November 4th. That is in 2 weeks from today. And yeah, I just want to thank everyone again, all my guests, and everyone watching at home and on your devices. This has been another edition of Under the Radar, and I'm your host, Randy Unger. We'll see you next time. Take care, guys.
Under the Radar is all new next week at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with more movie reviews and interviews on Strong Island Radio and Television. Stay tuned. We'll see you next week.